you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We kind of wanted to speak to everyone involved, and we thought it was a really nice film. So if you can just tell me who you are and a little bit about your film, that'd be great.
Okay. My name is Naliyah Peterson-Williams, and I'm 11 years old. Right now during quarantine, it's just crazy and everything. Yeah.
It is crazy. And what kind of gave you the push to make the film?
Honestly, it's just like everything I do in a normal day. So I just put it all together, and I just thought of all of that and mixed it up and then filmed it.
How long did it take you to kind of figure out the shots and who edited it? Can you tell me a little bit about your process?
It was just like all the shots were like a normal day thing because all of the shots were like all the places that I go in like a normal day. So
Yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
it wasn't like hard to figure them out.
And it must be so nice to have pets or dogs at home in a time like
Yeah,
this.
they're really entertaining.
You kind of get. Do you think you've got a stronger bond with your family now and your pets during this time?
Yeah, because I'm always hanging out with them now. I used to go out hang out with my friends, but now I hang out with my family more.
Yeah. There's a film called Gossanos which has been submitted to this
So
festival.
it's like they're like my big friend group.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. And I've read what your mum's told me about what your older sister does and what she does, and you must be very proud of them.
Yeah.
So, how difficult has it been? Like not visiting friends, not seeing friends.
Yeah, it's actually really hard because a lot of them are like really good, and they're all a part of my family and my life. So it's really sad though. So.
Yeah, it is because I my dad was 77 a few days ago, and he was. I find it very difficult not going to see him and hugging him. Because I see him every once a week or something like that. So it's difficult not seeing family. And what I liked about your film is, was it with your grandmother?
Yeah, that was my grandma.
I thought that was a really nice scene between the two of you sharing the hand sanitizer. I thought that was really nice, and it shows because we've had a few filmmakers. One was 10. We've had a few around 11 years old, and showing the kind of everyday and how different that is now. So, do you find you're cleaning up more? Because I noticed that's one of the shots in the film.
Yeah, I'm usually cleaning up the whole house a lot of the times and just cleaning everywhere. So my grandma actually just like she had cancer, so like she actually just finished it. She's done. So like when she came home from the hospital, I cleaned and everything. So
Absolutely, yeah. Is she clear of that now, or is she still having
she doesn't go to
treatment?
the hospital anymore.
That's amazing. That's the best news I've heard all day. That's great.
Thank you.
Because my mum had cancer a long time ago in '95, and it's extremely difficult when any member of your family's got that, especially in a time like this, which is it's a crazy time to be alive, I guess. With not being able to go out. And how did you find not going out the first few weeks? So did you find it difficult the first few weeks of not going out?
Yes, it was really difficult because school was much more difficult because sometimes I didn't understand things when I was doing classes, and it just got hard because I had no one to help me, and I can't bring friends over to help me. I can't it's just all mixed up and hard. So yeah.
So how are you taught online? How is school going for you?
We actually just do Google Classroom, but I usually have like a routine, and I do it every morning, every afternoon. I always make sure I have like times to do it.
Yeah, I work for a university in Chester, which is the northwest of the UK, so it's near Liverpool, Manchester, and I'm part of a support, so I support students as well. So ones that have gone to university. So I think everyone's finding it difficult, in any kind of walk of life. And can you tell me a little bit about what your sister does at that hotel?
Oh, she's right here, actually.
Yeah, she can be on it. That'd be great if she wants
Awesome.
to.
Hi.
Hiya, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
So could you just introduce yourself to a few of the people who are watching?
Of course. My name is Jahnay Peterson. I'm Naliyah's Peterson's sister. And like you said, I do work in the COVID positive hotel.
That's so how did that first start, that the change of the status of the hotel? We're frozen a little bit, I think. So how did the status of the hotel change? How did that work? Was it like 7 or 8 weeks ago?
Yeah, so when like the whole COVID started to happen, the homeless people obviously didn't have anywhere to isolate, since homeless shelters are very tight. So a lot of people are together. We could have like 100 people in like a small dome. So what we decided to do was open up a hotel. So anyone who tested positive at the hospital would come to that hotel, and then we have nurses, and then we also have social workers there just to support them through their time.
That's quite a commendable job you're doing. I think you should be very proud of yourself, because it's an extremely difficult job, and a lot of people would find it difficult going back to work if they had to do something like that. So when you go to work, what's your kind of routine for being prepared to go into work? Do you have to get ready outside, or how does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much we can't wear any of our clothes going in. So we change into scrubs. And then we're actually on the second floor, and everybody else is above us. So we have about 11 floors full of COVID patients. And then we have our own room, and so do the nurses. And then if anyone needs counseling or whatever, we have to go upstairs all in PPE, which is like the whole hazmat suit, the mask, the face. Thank God none of the staff have got COVID, but yeah. So we take high precautions.
I can imagine. It's because this is something, that's one of the reasons I wanted to ask you about this. It's one of the things we don't hear about, in general news, and and it's you hear that hotels are opening up for this kind of thing, but you don't hear kind of a personal story like this. So it's that's why I wanted to ask you, because it's definitely something to be proud of. My fiance, she works for an NHS practice, which is like a doctor's. So she's making appointments for people online and that kind of thing. So it's crazy. It's an absolutely crazy time, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's really crazy.
It's like,
but thank God no one has passed away at the hotel either.
That's really good to hear. That's really good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually people don't overstay their 14 days. It's usually 14 days, and then we usually find them housing, or we so we send them to a secondary hotel, which is like kind of like a post-COVID. So if they do.
Oh, so there's like different stages.
Almost, yeah. We just want to take the highest precautions, bring everybody back. Especially like the shelters, we're having a clean through of most of them because they have breakouts. So the shelters are kind of locked down. We're cleaning them, and then sending everybody back.
Wow, that's amazing. I really appreciate that, and a lot of respect to your mum as well, because the work she does for. So, would it be okay to talk about what your mum does for work?
Of course. My mom's a correctional worker. So we have something in Canada called a halfway house. So she works with males from 10 to 20. So they go to that house when they're going back into the community. So they can be charged with anything from stealing to murder. So it's a whole 9 yards. They can be anything. So what my mom does is she just supports them in their time being there. She escorts them to any jail hearings. And most of all, like, I think the biggest thing that got me into my field too was just supporting the clients you have at that time. I think that's where I got my passion from. Yeah,
because at that age, what, 10? Did you say 10 to 20? It's emotionally you're you're spiking, you're kind of all over the place emotionally, you know, because you're kind of that's the kind of biggest growing up period, really, isn't it? So
it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah, they call her mom because sometimes these like people's parents are not really in their lives supporting them. So
yeah, it's actually really sad.
Does it must be difficult to kind of have that close connection, but also keep everyone at arm's length as well. Do you know what I mean? Rather than getting too close and.
Yeah, no, for sure. We take the most precaution coming into the house. We literally take our clothes off in the washroom downstairs, change, shower, wipe down everything. Yeah, we make sure that when we come into the house, we're fully clean.
Well, that's amazing. It's really interesting to hear. This is one of the reasons we started the podcast alongside our festival, because our festival initially it's something you do with your friends. So there's only two of us that started this, and there's no one else working on it apart from the two of us. And then we've had a few people that have come in doing design work, that kind of thing. And initially, it was just to create content between two friends and send each other, oh, this is what we can do. We'll set a challenge to each other. And we thought initially, why don't we open this up? And then we thought, oh, why don't we open this worldwide? Why don't we not just make it a UK thing, but send it worldwide? And thanks to fantastic people like yourselves and your great film, we've had films from all over the world now. We've had Israel, Germany, Australia, Colombia. We've had them all over. So you're part of that community now, which is really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
everyone
so cool.
Does take a part and sees how big this is really affecting the world, and kind of like everyone has a helping hand, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I think the personal touch in your film, especially with your grandmother, that really appeals to me in terms of what everyone's going through, because obviously, you know, you have a party day and that kind of thing in the film. It's nice to have those kind of real moments as well, and it is completely real. It's not like a staged thing with your grandmother. You know, that kind of connection and keeping that distance is really nice to see. And because most people that are creating sorry, I knew I should have cleared my throat before we started. Most of them are like narrative, you know, they're fiction, pieces of fiction, like horror, sci-fi, whatever. And it's really nice to see a genuine account, even though you've created it really creatively with your really nice angles and all of that. It's nice to see a genuine account of what people are going through. Because we had one of our filmmakers, Naliyah. She moved from Boston to North Carolina, and she was talking. She had a diary entry, so she just did a piece to camera about how she's dealing with things, and it's nice. That's what we wanted. We didn't just want, you know, comedy. We wanted a kind of real mix of things.
Yeah, I think as much as like kind of like it is a serious time, but it's always good to have laughs at the same time. But yeah, it's great to see everybody around the world really taking a part of this. And it's honest, as much as this is really bad, it's kind of making the world come together at the same time. You know,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, we feel separated sometimes,
and I've really seen how many talented people there are in Canada now. There's so many good films and all over the world. There's just so many people that, you know, it feels like a burst of energy, doesn't it, when you're making something like that? It's, oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I make? And it was really nice to see your film. I'm going to try and show you a couple of the films. It's like a little sneak peek. No one's seen these. And we've got an animation I'm going to show you. I don't know what the title is. If it doesn't work properly or it kind of lags, I'll send you a private link on our website as a little sample of the films that you're kind of part of now.
Thank you.
So we had a 10-year-old that did a stop animation, and it's like the variety is crazy. We've had seasoned filmmakers that have been making films for years, and then there's you guys that are making films, and you're kind of brand new to making films. So it's so nice to see. I'm just going to try and find it now. So I'm going to give a shout out to Rita Cruz. She's going to be on the podcast at some point because we're trying to schedule everyone in because we want to give everyone a voice. and I was just kind of shocked at what I saw this film. It's really kind of cool. So I'll share the screen with you. If it lags or anything, I'll send a private link to you at some point so you can see it properly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go to screen 1.
You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
So we've got, as you can see, we've got a real mix of films.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I loved it.
It looks like a painting, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does. It's amazing.
So because we're receiving films from Canada and Israel and Australia, I receive them and I do all the admin, and I'm one of the 2 co-founders of the festival. And so I receive the films on your phone like yours, and I'll receive it like 1:30 in the morning when I'm just about to go to sleep. And then I'll watch it back and go, wow, this is amazing. And then I've got this energy and I don't want to go to sleep then, you see. So it's crazy. What was the other thing I wanted to ask you? What's the name of your dog?
Maple and Angel.
Was that always an idea to have them feature in your film?
Honestly, we were just playing around, and I'm just like, this would be a good idea to put in the film. So I just, added it.
Yeah, it's. I think it was quite a mature film. The way you can constructed it and put it together. Just because some of the shot choices, like the one in the kitchen when you're cleaning the top, and like you got that huge jug of cleaning material. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, so it was really nice film to see, and you're part of this bigger community now, which is why we started it. Did you see the little poster update we did a few days ago on Instagram?
My mom probably did, but
let me show you a photo that. So basically, we're having a poster designed for the entire festival, like an overall one, and then we've got 2 designers based in the UK, Tamsin and James, super talented, and they're designing posters for every film, and those will get sent out to everyone worldwide. So you'll have a poster of your film made as a one-off.
Oh, that's amazing.
That'd be so cool.
Let me show you an example. So we've got there's a French film, and there's a wolf character that's talked about, and the little kid's drawing the wolf, and I'll show you the poster for that. Find that. The thing is, when you start this festival, and we've got over 60 films now, it's there's so much admin to do.
I can only imagine.
But it's fun though. It's like getting the stories from your mum about what she does and what you do and how you're coping. It's really interesting to listen to people's stories as this crazy time continues.
Yeah, okay, definitely. So everyone has a different view and what's going on right now.
That's so true. And the whole we won't get into politics or anything because it's just, I don't have time for it. It's completely crazy, isn't it?
Oh, very, very.
So let me show you. This is a poster that's been designed for, I won't pronounce it because I don't know French, but this has been designed by Tamsin and James, and we're releasing a podcast with the 2 of them. And so what they do is they pick elements from your film or from all the films, and they incorporate one of the elements. Say, from yours, it could be anything. It could be putting on the face mask, the homemade face mask, which I thought was funny. Was that like a T-shirt or something?
It was a sock. Actually.
Is that a sock?
It was a sock. It was so easy too. It was just like, whoop.
That's such a good idea. That was a really nice thing to do as well. It showed there's something really nice about, because you hear about people making masks and 3D printing stuff and all of that. I think it was nice to incorporate that into your film. So let me show you this poster. So screen 1. So this is for a French film where they talk about a wolf.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh!
So Tamsin, she does all the freehand drawing, and then James is the chap that does all the graphics. So you'll have this. You'll have a version of your film in a unique poster, which we're sending out.
That's
so
amazing.
It's like a nice little thank you to everyone, and there'll be many trips to the post office for me. So
yeah.
So yeah. So how did you kind of start acting and kind of performing, that kind of thing?
Honestly, acting wasn't like, I always started off as like a prince. Like I always started out doing print work, but then I just started off getting acting jobs, like short films. Then I just started going to them. That's kind of how I started and continued doing it. And then I just practiced.
That's cool.
That's
So
how I kind of started.
So is it kind of auditions, or is it people you work with for the film kind of stuff?
It's a small world, right? So anyone who I did films with, I would usually see them again. Then it would just go on. Then I'd go to their film, and then I'd just act there.
Yeah, there's a very strong. So where exactly are you? Kind of is it Eastern Canada?
We're from Toronto.
There's such a strong film and TV community in Toronto. It's huge, isn't
definitely.
it?
Yes.
Like I've made friends with people that have been on the podcast now recently, and it's such a rich place to be, and the community and the sense of like the fact that everything's halted now in such an active place. It seems crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like I work down in the city, and it's just like when it first started happening, it was just scary to see how empty the streets were. No cars were driving. Everything was empty, especially all the big malls and shopping centers. So
Yeah,
it was really weird to that.
So it's like a ghost town everywhere, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like something from a movie.
Yeah, it was pretty
is.
scary at first. It was pretty scary.
Because when you see cities like Toronto, New York, London, and there's no one about it, that never happens. To close off a street in a city is pretty impossible. But when you see it like that, it's something crazy. Well, there was something else I was going to ask you. Let me find some notes. Find that. So, okay, what have you kind of? This is kind of open to both of you. What have you missed most so far?
The gym. The gym and a bar would be nice.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the sense of another space, isn't it? It's like you love your home and all that. You love your family like I do, but it's just being able to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Just to cool off for a little bit. Yeah, it would be nice.
That'd be like amazing.
Yeah. So, and what kind of thing are you watching at the moment? Do you kind of watch Netflix, Disney Plus, that kind of thing?
Oh, so well, I just finished Tiger King. I know that was a huge thing that was going on.
Yeah, I've not watched that yet. I just need to get on.
You have
that,
to.
No,
I'm watching like those new series, like On My Block, Stranger Things, all those ones.
Stranger Things is great. It's really great.
Really? I haven't watched it yet.
You've not watched it?
No, I just finished On My Block. I'm going to Stranger Things right now, I want to see that one, check it out.
Oh my God, Stranger Things is like it's probably the biggest show after Game of Thrones, I think. Oh.
Yeah, I found it was hard for me to get into first, and then I started watching. I was like, oh my god, like why didn't I watch this earlier?
Yeah,
it's really good.
I know. It's like the good thing is there's at least 3 seasons you can get into. It's not like 1 or 2 episodes. So
Yeah.
how do you find watching shows like that when you have a full season released? Do you prefer it once a week or having the full hit?
Oh no, I binge everything.
I just feel like usually it's like 2 days and it's done.
Yeah.
I know.
I can't wait.
I like eking it out, stretching over a weekend, because then it's gone for a year, then it disappears.
I know. I have no self-control.
You have to wait and wait and wait. It's so annoying.
Like I'm trying to watch Castlevania and The Witcher.
Okay, I heard that's very popular. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there used to be game. I think Castlevania was a game on the SNES back in the day on the Nintendo, but then so was The Witcher. I think that was a comic as well, but it's got the actor that plays Superman, and it looks great. So I just need to find some time to myself and then watch that. But yeah, I'd like to thank both of you for being on, and honestly, I really, really do, and more power to your mum. And it's great news that your grandmother's kind of treatment's finished now. That's really good news.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
I've got to say thank you for the hard work you're doing at the hotel as well.
Thank you.
It's definitely appreciated. And when we post this, we'll let you know. We do a little advert on the Monday before the podcast is released on a Saturday, so we've got a few weeks before this one will be released. But we'll do a little post today about this our little recording, and then I'll take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot of you guys and then post that up as we've met these two today, and we'll take it from there. And then when it comes to the release of the films, we're not going to just release them online and then that's it. We're making a really good show, a showcase of everyone's work, because you spent so much time making it. We're going to do it the right way online as well.
I love that. That's amazing.
And then you get to see all the other fun films, and there's the variety is crazy. As you can see, you've got an animation that looks like a painting.
Yeah.
You've got a document about how you clean your house and look after your grandmother. So it's and there's a lot of dogs, people interacting with their pets. We've got a film from Toronto called Gus and Us. It's in the Isolation Short Film Festival as well as ours, and it's about a talking dog that looks after his owners.
What?
So it's like Lady and the Tramp, but with this really kind of cuddly dog looking after its owners. So look out for Gus and Us. Yeah.
That's really cute.
Well, I really appreciate you both being on, and thank you once again, and say thanks to your mom as well. That'd be fantastic.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Right. Wish you the best, and thank you very much for coming on board.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.